must go on, right? So who knows? It might be Omicron. I don't know what it is, but I'm here for you guys today. So I want to jump into Facebook and Instagram advertising and see if we can level up your guys' skill set today in that space. Facebook and Instagram advertising is probably your best opportunity to generate business in this business outside of tapping into your own network. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of things. Number one is we're going to run through a slide deck today, and I'm going to kind of set the stage for what we're going to be doing hands-on. We're going to jump right into Facebook. I'm going to show you exactly how to create an ad campaign, and then I'm going to show you a few other things you probably never considered or heard about with regards to advertising very intentionally with Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to hopefully make it very easy for you so that you can execute on what you learned today. And hopefully you execute right after today's session. You create your first ad campaign. If you have never created an ad campaign, then again, my goal for you is that you create one today. If you've already created, you're already running ads, then I'm hoping for you that you learn two things. You pick up two things today that you can leverage to take your ad campaigns to the next level. And before we get started, you guys, I'd like to see a show of hands. Who has boosted a post on Facebook or promoted a post on Instagram before? Would you guys just show your hand, just so I can see? Okay. And then give me a show of hands. Who's never boosted, never promoted, never advertised on Facebook or Instagram? Would you mind just showing your hands, just so I know kind of what we're working with today? Awesome, you guys. Okay, so this will be great exposure for you. Again, if you're very advanced, I'm going to try to bring some value to you today as well, but this is going to be more for us just getting our feet wet with what this opportunity looks like and how we can take advantage of it immediately. So that's what the name of the game is all about here for you guys. So thank you so much again for attending today. And actually, let me actually start recording on my end as well. Thank you so much for attending. Again, my name is Aaron Lacey, and I am a psychology-driven digital marketing coach, trainer, and speaker. And I work in the Western region of the United States. I'm an Inman contributing author, Inman ambassador. I am a technology instructor with the National Association of Realtors. And my job, my goal is to help you level up in your business. I actually hold my broker's license in Arizona. So I know exactly the scenario you're going through now with wanting to level up in your business and looking for ways to do that. And I think advertising is one leg of a multi-leg lead generation stool for you, but it's a very important one. And it's one that, again, I think you can be executing on immediately. So let's get right into it. So we all know what advertising is, right? And this is an ad, right? That we're scrolling through our news feed. We see something like this, right? It says there's a business name at the top, it says sponsored underneath. There's a photo, a video, multiple photos, right? This is a sponsored post or an ad, right? In Facebook specifically. Same concept goes for Instagram. Okay. And you guys, I want to set the stage too. Just get in the mindset of Facebook and Instagram are advertising platforms. Okay. I know they come across as saying they're social networks. They're advertising platforms. I mean, Facebook is $1 trillion advertising platform with the goal of capturing your attention long enough to serve you as many ads as they can. That's it. That's what Facebook exists for. That's what Instagram exists for, to serve you ads. Okay. So they're gonna put really cute, really interesting, really entertaining educational information in front of you in order for you to continue to consume and continue to receive those dopamine hits in order to continue to also consume ads. Because every time you scroll past an ad, they get paid. Okay. So that's really the name of the game for these social media platforms. And you'll notice 1 out of every 4 or 5 posts on your Facebook or Instagram newsfeed is an ad. And those posts that you see first, those are highly targeted to you, and those people paid a lot of money to get in front of you. So as you scroll through your newsfeed, and let's say you go through 100 posts in your newsfeed, you're going to see probably 20 ads of those 100 posts. That first ad that you see paid a lot of money and is very targeted to get in front of you. That last post that you see, that 20th ad right around the 100 post mark in your newsfeed, that person or that company didn't pay as much as number one, and probably you're not their ideal targeted audience, but they're still targeting you. So just know that you are a highly targeted consumer for these advertisers. So here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to take advantage of this opportunity for us in our business. Let's see if we can stay top of mind with people that know us. Let's see if we can generate some buyer leads. Let's see if we can generate some seller leads. And one of the reasons for this advertising opportunity is because, once upon a time, when Facebook came out in 2004, so Facebook's now 18 years old. Facebook had these business pages. They launched business pages in 2006. They allowed you to post on your business page, and every single person that followed or liked your business page would see that post in their newsfeed. So if you had 500 people that liked your business page, guess what? Your post on your business page is showing up in 500 news feeds, the news feed of every single follower that has liked your page. Guess what? That's not the case anymore. And in fact, your reach, right, which is the number of people that see your posts in their news feed, is down to 1% on your business page. In other words, if you post on your business page and you've got 100 people that have liked that page, maybe one will see that post in their news feed. So you're probably wondering, Aaron, why would I even post on my business page? Well, that's a whole nother conversation. But keep in mind, you guys, your Facebook business page is a business profile for you. You want to keep it on. You want to keep it active. You want to keep the lights on there. People are looking at it. And then on a personal level, right now we're seeing 5 to 20% reach with your posts. So that's why most of us have now shifted. We're all posting, promotional real estate related stuff to our personal profiles, right? Which is really not the right place to be posting that stuff. Okay. We should really be specifically advertising to an intentional audience, right? Our friends and family really aren't the right audience for an open house. They're really not the right audience for a listing. They're not the right audience for finding out what their home is worth. Really not the right audience for that. Now we're just hammering our people, our network with promotional stuff, and it's really turning them away. They're now scrolling past our posts a little faster on their phones. And what happens is when they do that, Facebook and Instagram recognize that and start showing our posts to them less and less and less. Okay, so what we want to do is be very intentional with our business related, specifically lead generation type posts. And that's where we tap into the ad platform here that Facebook and Instagram has to offer, because this is all about you guys generating attention, creating awareness, right? Social media advertising is the 21st century billboard. I mean, if you think about it, especially over the last couple of years when a lot of us have been able to work from home, especially our consumers, right? Their desk job, their cubicle job, their office job is now kind of a work from home, or it's a hybrid. So they're now at home. They're spending more time on social media than ever before. They're scrolling through their news feed. The news feed is the highway of the 21st century, right? So we're just trying to get a billboard in that news feed. We're just trying to get their attention, create awareness for whatever it is we're trying to promote. Okay. So again, you guys, I hope this is helping in just setting the stage for really what we're offering. And you guys, I am not monitoring chat. So if there are any questions, Lisa, maybe, let me know, or I'll kind of take a look at it. But you guys, if you have any questions, by the way, along the way, feel free to type that question into chat, or you can unmute yourself. Happy to answer any questions as they come through. Okay. If you recognize this guy, Gary Vaynerchuk, he talks about the currency of business is attention, right? So in this business, we can't be hidden. We can't be private. We have to get people's attention. And we have to get it in a really meaningful way, because in order to get a closed transaction, we first have to grab someone's attention. If you're familiar with this is basically a sales funnel. At the top of the funnel is grabbing people's attention. At the bottom is them taking action and closing a transaction with us. So first things first, grab their attention. Where are people spending their time and attention? It's on social media. We have to get into their news feeds. We have to get in front of them. And again, I mentioned at the start of this training, this is probably the second best opportunity in your business right now. First best opportunity would be to call everybody you know and just check in on them. Second best opportunity is to get into people's news feeds, right? And I would say get into their news feeds, and then intentionally get into news feeds of potential buyers and sellers. So number one, we need to figure out the who and what. What do we really want to accomplish with our advertising? We can't just create a post and throw money against it and think it's going to work. And some of you guys on the training today have probably boosted a post, sponsored a post of some sort, and it didn't generate any results for you, and you probably just said, you know what, Facebook, Instagram, this stuff doesn't work. It's garbage, right? And the fact of the matter is, it doesn't work unless we're incredibly intentional and we're consistent with it. So just like farming, and I even consider Facebook advertising, Facebook and Instagram advertising, farming 2.0. And with farming, it takes a while to really generate an opportunity. Digital farming, Facebook and Instagram advertising, it doesn't take as long to generate an opportunity, but it depends on what the opportunity looks like. Because if I'm going to show you some buyer ads today, I'm going to show you some seller ads. Buyers, they just want access to homes, and they want to look at homes. They're home crazy, right? Sellers, on the other hand, they're looking to connect with the real estate agent they can trust. That's a little bit of a longer nurture and relationship process than us simply throwing up an ad and collecting a seller lead. Okay, so we're going to dive into that a little deeper as we go on here. So who is our audience and what is your goal? So here's what I would say: the more specific we are with who we really want to get in front of and make an impact with, the more successful we're going to be, right? If we say, well, we just want to generate buyer leads in the Southeast Valley, well, that is very vague, and you're competing against probably no less than 5,000 agents, okay, that are advertising against that audience. Now, if you say, well, you know what, actually, I want to generate leads from first-time home buyers in the Southeast Valley, now we're being a little more intentional, a little more specific. Because again, if we try to appeal to everyone, we'll end up appealing to no one. So again, we know what an ad is, right? It's a paid post that ends up in the newsfeed of our target audience. And there's three main ad strategies. Number one is to stay top of mind with your network, database, or a list, right? And I'm going to show you what that looks like, but you can actually take a list. Maybe you got a list from a title company. Maybe you have a list from your CRM. Maybe you work with a team that's provided you a list, whatever that looks like. If you have a list with at least one bit of contact information, so that would be a phone number or an email address, you can take that list and you can actually load that into the back end of Facebook. And by the way, the people on that list have no idea they've been loaded in to the back end of Facebook, into the ads manager of Facebook as what's called a custom audience. And you can advertise directly that list. In other words, you can get directly into the news feeds of the people in that list. You guys, that's one of the most powerful aspects of social media advertising that exists today. As again, called the custom audience opportunity. I'm going to get to that in probably 5 or 10 minutes. So that's number one. Number two, build your brand through awareness and education. This is where you'll simply create kind of brand awareness type ads where maybe you'll share a testimonial. They are educational in nature, Q&A style, maybe a video, maybe something you're just posting, creating awareness for yourself, your services that you bring, who you've worked with, who you've already helped. That's the awareness. That's the education aspect. That's branding. Okay. And that's a good setup for listing lead generation, right? If you have figured out an area, let's just say Power Ranch, for example, right? That's this area you want to specialize in. Well, first thing I would do is not ask who's looking to sell. First thing I would do is I'd say, hi, I'm Aaron Lacey. I'm a real estate agent that specializes in Power Ranch. And, and here's my 3 top tips for preparing your home for sale, your Power Ranch home for sale. Right. And then I'd share those through video, right? Through video. And by the way, guys, if we're not educating and creating awareness and bringing value to our people over social media using video, then we're missing out on a huge opportunity. And so I would just share those 3 tips, and it could be a 30-second long video. And I would share probably a few more of that type of educational content to people in Power Ranch. And again, I probably got that list from a title company or another source, right? There's a lot of data sources out there of the community that I want to specialize in. So Power Ranch, for example, I'd reach out to whatever system, platform, title company I'm working with, however you get your data. And I would say, hey, can I get a list of all the homeowners in Power Ranch? And hey, can you include contact information? I take that list and I load it in the back end of Facebook, and then I create content just for that Power Ranch audience that's only seen by people in that list. So it's not going to be seen by everyone on Facebook. It's not going to be seen by everyone that's liked you, that's friends with you, just those people in Power Ranch. So now all of a sudden, they're scrolling through their newsfeed and they're seeing education that's really geared just to them. And they're going, wait a minute, this real estate agent wasn't joking. They do specialize in Power Ranch. This is really interesting stuff. I think I might follow them, or I might take a look. I'm starting to notice them, right? They're on my radar. So that's the number 2 opportunity, you guys. And then the third opportunity is generate leads. Okay. Generate leads. And so generating leads is where we're going to use the lead generation opportunity that Facebook and Instagram provides, where when somebody clicks on one of our sponsored posts, right, it pops open a little window, right? And they don't leave Facebook, they don't leave Instagram, and it simply asks for their contact information. But the beauty of the system is that the contact information is already there. It's pre-populated. All they need to do is click submit. We now have a new lead, whether it's a buyer or seller lead, and then they have what we promised them, which is probably more information on a home, a list of homes, or whatever that might be. Okay. Roseanne asks, how do you load their information in the back of Facebook? I'm going to show you that here shortly. Great question. Okay. So let's kind of push through this. I want to show you just a few sample ads, then we're going to jump in actually, and then I'll come back and actually I want to show you a few other ads that have worked pretty well. But again, just to kind of show you that this stuff works. Here's a property. There's actually to this instinct, if they could advertise a property. Yes, they advertised a property, spent $50, generated 29 buyer leads at $1.72 a lead. Here's what the posts look like. Here's what that little form that pops up looks like on the right hand side. Okay, so you'll notice there's a bit of a formula for the way that especially these buyer lead generation leads look. If you look at the text, you'll notice emojis kind of spread throughout. Emojis are used to distract. Emojis are used to make the post seem a little more authentic, a little more personal. Multiple photos. There's the headline. They click on that to get price, pictures, and location. Or if you had or if there was a video available to watch the video tour, get price, location, and that was a lead generator for that agent. Here's another example. This was a little more of a higher end. If you work in a luxury market, this was a $5 million property. And again, just targeted Scottsdale area, spent $250, generated $42 million buyer leads at under $6 a lead. You'll see at the very bottom there, those red circles, 42 leads, $598 per lead, $251 spent. And if you look at the actual post on the right-hand side, you'll notice it follows that same formula. There's 3 main sections. The first section is kind of that headline that starts off with an emoji. Video tour featuring this home actually had a name. This just marketed Tuscan estate. Then the features, and then the call to action. Okay, and when somebody clicks on this ad, it pops up a little form. They input their information. We have a lead. They have now access to the price, location, and full video. Okay. Okay, you guys. So those are a couple different options there. I want to jump right into Facebook. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to go to, now it's called the Meta, right? Facebook, the parent company is rebranded to Meta. So the Meta Business Suite, as they call it. And the way to get there is you're going to go to business.facebook.com. Okay, you're going to type into your browser business.facebook.com. Okay, and in fact, I'll type that just right into chat for you. That's where you're going to go to advertise. Okay, and when you go there, you're going to see a screen that looks like this. Now, there may be some little windows that pop up if it's your first time there. Okay, so just kind of scroll through those. You can actually, it'll take you on a little bit of a tour on how to use the section. But this is you as a business person, how you are intentionally using Facebook. So we're not scrolling through a newsfeed here. Here we are in an area that allows us to control our presence on Facebook and advertise. So you'll notice we can actually create a post here. We can create a story post here. We can create an ad here. Okay. What's pretty neat here too is we can actually schedule out posts here. We can go to the planner. and we could actually schedule out posts into the future, right? Look, here's a whole full month view with all the holidays, right? So we could actually make topical posts, schedule them out. We can post to Instagram and Facebook right from here. Okay. But what I wanted to share with you is down here, you're going to see the option to click on ads. Okay. And when you click on ads, this is where you'll go to create your ad. So what you'll do is business.facebook.com. On the left side, you'll click on ads, and then you'll click on create ad. When you click on create ad, you're going to see an ad wizard pop up. And this ad wizard is then what's going to walk you through the process of creating your ad. Okay. And you'll see three options on the left-hand side: automated ads, choose a goal, and boost existing content. If you have a post that you've made to your business page, that's performed well, like you spent some good time on it, it actually has generated some engagement, it has a decent reach, like above 1%, you may want to boost that existing post to an audience outside of just the people that have liked your business page. That's where I'd go to boost existing post. Here's all your existing posts on your business page, and you can simply select one and boost that. Okay. If we're creating a specific post to generate buyer or seller leads, what we're going to do is we're going to click on choose a goal. We're going to scroll down and click on get more leads. Get more leads. Okay. And now it says, where do you want to collect contact info? On Facebook. So we want to collect contact info from people on Facebook, right? But what's interesting is actually it'll be Facebook and Instagram. And I'll show you that here in a second. So the first thing it's showing us is the contact form. See this little form on the right side? Once they click on our post, it's going to ask them for their contact information. Okay, so right now it defaults to name and email. We could also click on this box and say phone number. So now we can actually collect name, email, and phone number. Okay, you'll notice it says contact information. It's got a little photo here. This photo is the profile photo for the business page. That's what this is. Okay, it's the profile photo for the business page. Then it says contact information. Then it says confirm the details you'd like to share with us. You can actually override that by clicking here, customize form text, right? And you can add a headline and a description if you want. Okay. Underneath that, customer information, what information would you like to ask for? Name, phone number, email, see all. You can actually ask for additional information if you want. The more information you ask for, the less number of leads you're going to receive. Okay. But the higher qualified those leads will be, because if anybody's willing to take the time to submit a form that's asking for quite a bit of information, they're probably pretty serious about getting whatever it is you're promising them. Okay. You can also add your own custom questions, right? What is your, you could ask, when do you plan on selling? Within the next 6 months, year, 2 years? When do you plan on buying? What is your, potential credit score, price range, location, right? You can click on add question, ask that question right here. It'll show up here. Again, the more we ask from that lead, the less number of leads we're going to get, but the more highly qualified they are. Okay. Okay. And then once we're done with this screen, we're going to click on next. Okay, guys. And if I'm going too fast, let me know. Happy to answer any questions. What now we're going to see is the actual ad itself we're going to put together. And what we'll do is we're going to use that format. Let's just say we are looking for buyer leads. So the format was, we've got the headline here. Then we've got the features of the home here. And then we've got our call to action here. Okay, that's kind of the format. Okay, and you'll notice there's a live preview on the right-hand side. And it follows that exact same formula. Okay, now I'll select my media. And what I might want to do is actually pull in the picture of a home. Again, it's just automatically pulled in my cover photo for the business page. I can change the actual headline that shows up, and that's down here. The button label, I would click on learn more, right? But But you'll notice where this shows up. See on the right-hand side, that's the call to action button. Apply now, learn more, get quote. These are just simply the changing of words. It's just different words. It doesn't change the actual functionality of the ad at all. It just changes what that little button on the post says. Okay. So these are our options here. So learn more usually works pretty well. And then one thing that's really, really important, and maybe the reason why your ad did not get approved when you launched it, is because we have to click on this special ad category button. And then we have to select housing from this dropdown. Okay. Just to designate that we are a housing category and we will not discriminate. Okay. Because there was a lot of discriminatory practices that have happened in the last probably 15 years, leading up to about 2020 when this went into effect. Okay. Everybody with me? And if you're not, you guys feel free to let me know. Audience. So check this out. By default, it's saying 15-mile radius around Scottsdale, age 18 to 65. What we can do is actually override that by clicking this little pencil icon. Did you guys see that little pencil icon there? It's right there. And it allows us to change some of these options. Now we can't change gender, we can't change age. Okay, even if we tried, I don't think it would let us because we're a housing ad category. But what we can change is the location, and we can also set some criteria for detailed targeting. Okay, guys, so here's what we've got. I want to show you detailed targeting because I think this is a really good opportunity. Under detailed targeting, if you click on browse, you're going to see that this is based on interest. Okay. And I'm not going to get too far in the weeds with this, but interest could include things like people that have an interest in Zillow. And I'm talking an active interest, right? People that have an interest in Realtor.com, people that have an interest in Trulia, people that have an interest in house hunting. Okay. So once we're done, we're just going to click on back. Right. And now we've got our interests here, or we could just type those here. Okay. So we could type in, right, Trulia, we could type in, right. We could type in if we're looking for kind of more luxury side, we can tap into luxury. You can use this as almost a search just to find people that might fit in interest. Okay. Might fit in interest. So like Realtor.com. Again, you'll notice sometimes multiple options show up. We don't want to select the pro because that's going to cause us to put our ad in front of other real estate agents, Realtor.com Pro. So just be Realtor.com. Okay. Any questions on that? Viola said, what if you're not a housing category? Right now, we're just, all of us, if we're advertising this for something real estate related, it will be housing category. So if you're not, then I guess you don't need to select that option. Yep. Okay. So once you've selected your targeting, you guys, this is what I would recommend: Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com. You're going to click on Save Audience. Save Audience. Now we've got our audience set up. And now you'll notice on the right-hand side, check this out, you guys. It says estimated daily results, people reached, leads, and then payment summary. So we basically told Facebook that, hey, we want to put this ad in front of these people that are within a 15-mile radius of Scottsdale, right, that have an interest in Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com. So Facebook is saying, okay, for your budget of $35, which we actually will, as we scroll down, we can set that here. They're saying, we'll put this ad in front of up to 258 people a day, which may generate as many as 9 leads a day. So here's the schedule and duration. Start date, that would be today. Start time, that would be essentially right now. We're saying, let's let this ad run for 1 week and let's spend $35. So 1 week, $35, that's $5 a day. Here's what I would say, you guys. Plan on spending a minimum of $5 a day, but I would say closer to $10 a day. And think about it like this. This is not part of your marketing budget. This is an ROI-based activity. If you spend $100 to generate $500, you're going to consistently do that. So consider it like this. You're going to need to invest probably $500 into this opportunity as a foundational investment. And then before really you probably see much result. Once you start to build up that exposure, that brand awareness, now you're going to start to see that ROI start to pay off. So I would say consider spending probably $500 to $1,000 before you really get a really decent buyer or seller lead. But the thing is, if you convert that buyer or seller lead, now you've got a solid ROI that will then fuel future ad campaigns. But I will say this too, you guys. I mean, you could spend as little as, as little as $10. Again, the less you, the least amount of money you spend, the less Facebook's going to take us seriously as an advertiser and put us in front of the right people. And the other thing too, remember that example I shared earlier? If you go through 100 posts on Facebook, you're going to see 20 ads. If we spend, $10 on this campaign, we're going to be that 20th ad, right? So we're going to be seen by not a lot of people. Okay. So just a heads up. And you'll notice too, see on the right side, people reached and leads. As I scroll to the left, those numbers decrease. And in fact, when I get under 30, they remove the estimated lead amount altogether. If I bump this up to $50, now they're saying 2 to 13 leads a day. If I bump this up to $100, right, they're saying you potentially could generate a lot more opportunities for yourself. Okay. All right, you guys. So that's pretty much it. I guess the last thing I want to show you here is under placements. See where it says Facebook Messenger and Instagram? Since Facebook, or now Meta, owns Instagram, your ads will be shown on both platforms, including Messenger. And if you really want to see what this looks like, click on this down arrow, and there are those 3 boxes, right? If you don't want your ad on Instagram or Messenger for whatever reason, you can actually just uncheck that box. But guys, you want your ads to show up everywhere. You'll notice there's a pixel here. For those familiar with the pixel, you absolutely want to turn your pixel on. For those not familiar, I would say pixel is something we're going to get into a little later. Actually, we'd get into maybe in a more advanced session. It's something that's a little more advanced, but basically allows you to retarget. So if let's just say you have a virtual store, an actual storefront, a physical storefront, somebody walks in the store, they don't buy anything, they leave. You have a little tracking beacon on them. Now you can actually put your product or service back in front of them regardless of where they go online, right? That's what the pixel is all about. You've probably done a search on Google for I did this before I proposed. I was looking for to my wife, I was looking for a wedding engagement ring. And I just searched engagement rings on Google. Next thing I know, every website I went to, even in my email, there were engagement rings popping up everywhere, right? That is retargeting. That's because you were what's called pixeled. Okay. All right, you guys. So you just click on promote now. Within probably an hour, your ad campaign will be live and hopefully generating leads for you. Okay. So that is going from really start to finish with that opportunity. Any questions on that before we move forward? And you guys, I don't want to show too much to you today. And by the way, type in the chat, unmute yourself, cut me off. Get your question asked, you guys. This is your opportunity. So this is one way to advertise on Facebook. For those that are a little more advanced, I just want to show you, if you're already advertising or maybe you're using what's called the Ads Manager, you're probably doing something like this. You're going to business.facebook.com, you're clicking on the All Tools icon, and then you're going here to Ads Manager. Okay, that's a more advanced location to advertise from. It's going to give you some more advanced advertising options. If you're new to advertising, stick with what we just covered today. But you'll notice under that is audiences. And that's what I promised to show you guys today, how we can take our existing network and existing list and advertise to them. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on audiences, and that's going to pop up That's going to pop up a screen that looks like this, audience. And it will give us the opportunity to actually load a list in. So what we would do, you guys, is we click on create audience on the top left, custom audience, customer list, and then click on next. Everyone follow me? Create audience, customer list. Okay. And just so you're aware, if we didn't click on customer list, look at some of the other options here. We can actually target people that are connected to our and have seen our Instagram account or our Facebook page, have watched any of our videos, right? We can get back in front of them. We can say, hey, looks like you watched one of my videos at one point. Hey, did you have any questions? Hey, it looks like you've been on my Facebook page. Hey, is there something I can help you with? Okay, but in this instance, we're going to cover customer list. So you're going to click on next. And now what it's going to say is, hey, prepare your list. You select the list type, you add it, and then you upload it. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to click on next, but basically it's saying here how to prepare your customer list. It needs to be in a CSV or TXT file format, right? Without getting too deep in the weeds, CSV is going to be pretty common. If you were to save all your contacts out of Outlook, out of your phone, out of a CRM, it would most likely be in a CSV format. If it's not, let's say it's in Excel format, that would be like XLSX or XLS format. What you can do is just go to File, Save As, CSV. Okay, CSV stands for comma separated values. So that's the format that Facebook wants. So you'll get your CSV file. And by the way, if you ask a title company for a homeowner list, they're going to give you a CSV file most likely. Or you can just say, hey, can you give me that list in CSV format? Okay. And then what it's going to do is it says include at least one main identifier. And you'll notice the first two are email, phone number. Okay. And what Facebook does is it takes the people in that list and it maps them or matches them to a Facebook account. So it takes an email address, alacy@poweredbywest.com, and then it looks at the accounts on Facebook and says, hey, is this email address associated with any accounts on Facebook? If it is, it makes a match. And now all of a sudden, your post is going to end up in my newsfeed, okay? Because of that one main identifier, email or phone. You could literally just provide Facebook a list of emails. You can provide Facebook a list of phone numbers, and that's it if you want. Okay, and then some of these are optional identifiers. Those would be location specific. Okay, so all you really need is a phone number and email address. You'll click on next. You're going to say no on this screen. Does your list include a column for customer value? You'll just say no. Now you'll add your customer list. And by the way, you can download a file template. They'll show you exactly the template that they prefer you upload. Okay, and so find your file. So I've got a spreadsheet here that I can drop in. So I'll drop it in, name your file. You could say Power Ranch Homeowners. Or you could say all the contacts in my phone. You guys, by the way, that's what I would start with. If I was on Android, I'd go to Google Contacts. I'd export out every single one of my contacts right out of Google Contacts, save that as a CSV file, and I would drop that every single one of my contacts right here. And I would get in front of them on a consistent basis. Okay, because that's the low-hanging fruit. These people that already know, like, and trust you. If you're on an iPhone, you can go to iCloud.com, go to contacts. There's a little gear icon at the very bottom left. Click on that, select all your contacts, export your contacts out. Okay. Yeah, great question, Melissa. Would they know you added them to a list? That's the beauty of this. No, they have no idea. What they would see is you in their newsfeed. And they go, man, Aussie, now I'm seeing you in my newsfeed. Dude, I didn't know you worked in this area, or I didn't know you work with sellers, or I didn't know you work with buyers. That's pretty cool. Hey, what do you think my home is worth right now? Because man, my neighbor's house just sold for twice what I paid for mine. You think my home's worth that? Right? That's the kind of conversation we want to get into. That's why we'd add our contacts here. But again, it could be our contacts. It could be buyer leads. Let's say we've got like a list of dead buyer leads. Maybe we're part of a team. Maybe we're doing some lead generation in the past, right? We could upload that list of dead buyer leads, and maybe you got a list of dead buyer leads from a team lead or wherever. Say, hey, before you toss those out, or hey, do you have any leads that I could work that are totally dead? Drop that in here. Put a video in front of them and go, hey, just curious, are you still considering buying? Hey, I have a program that I think would be really, really beneficial for you. Hey, click right here. I'd love to share more about that program with you. Just get them off the fence. You have nothing to lose. Spend $100. See if you can generate 2 active buyer appointments that could turn into $20,000 of commission for you. You guys, again, I think a lot of opportunity here. Then you'll click on next, and it'll upload your list. And now your list will show up here, right? So let's say, so here's an example. So custom audience contacts, right? That list is ready to rock and roll. If I want to use that, all I do, you guys, and again, this is a little more of an advanced thing. I'm going to have to go into the actual ads manager. Okay. So remember, we went to business.facebook.com. Okay. On the left-hand side, we're going to click on all tools. Now we're going to go to ads manager. This is a little more advanced, you guys. We're not going to get too deep into this today because we don't have time for it, but ads manager, it's going to pop open something that looks like this. We'll simply click on create. Okay. We're going to still say leads. Hope you guys are following me. We'll go continue. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually, in the second step, what's called the ad set, where we set the parameters for the ad, we're going to scroll down under audience. Instead of doing that targeted audience that Facebook suggests, we're going to say, Facebook, we don't want to tap into your audience targeting options. We want to select our own option or our own list. So I'm going to click on this drop down here. There's all my custom audiences. Here's my custom audience contacts right there. There's my list. Okay. I don't have to set anything here. Location. I don't have to mess with any of this because Facebook's now just going to pay attention to my list. Okay. And then I can go next. I can go right to the point where I'm going to create that ad. All right, you guys, any questions on that? Any questions on that? Okay. And again, they won't know you're part of that list. Okay, so here's one other thing I want to show you. All right, you guys, we're going to kind of switch gears a little bit. Did you know that you can look at the ads of any business page on Facebook? Okay, when you create an ad, it has to be associated with a business page. And maybe I should have said that up front. If you don't have a business page on Facebook, you're going to have to create one in order to take advantage of what we just covered today, because ads are associated with a business page. But you can type in and search for any business page on Facebook and pull up that business page and check this out. Zillow. I mean, you could do this with brokerages, with other real estate agents, competing real estate agents, right? Any company that's advertising or that has a business page, you can go to their business page, scroll down. On the left-hand side, you see page transparency, right? Probably none of us have ever paid attention to this for good reason. If you click on see all, what you can do is you can scroll down, and at the bottom of this, it says this page is currently running ads. You can click on go to ad library. When you click on go to ad library, now I can see that Zillow, right? Here's some information about Zillow. By the way, this is interesting. Zillow spent $51,000 on social issues, elections, and politics. Kind of interesting. You can get some interesting information. Facebook started sharing this information, creating more transparency with these advertisers as of a couple of years ago. Ads on Zillow, or ads from Zillow, 180 results. Zillow is currently running 180 ads on Facebook and Instagram. And we get to see every single one of them. Here they all are. You can do this for any business that's running ads on Facebook. Have fun. Have fun. You can type in the name of a business right here, right? Type in the name of any business. Lennar, right? Big builder. Click on Lennar. Lennar's running 53 ads. Here they are, right? Here's what all the ads look like. We can click on them, right? They're all clickable. We can learn more. We can see where they take us, right? Here's all their ads, okay? This is fun. You guys will spend some time here. Somebody asked, if a person has ad blocker extension, will they still see the ad? You guys, here's the deal. As advertisers, we have to disable the ad blocker, right? That's our opportunity. That's right. That's fighting against us. So if you've got a pop-up blocker or an ad blocker, you need to disable that, because some of this functionality might not even work as you're going through this process for you. Okay, so make sure you disable that for Facebook. Okay, so pretty interesting stuff, you guys, right? You know, all ads. You can look at, you know, you can go to filter. You can look at just what they're running on Instagram, right? You know, you can. So this is just their Instagram ads. So some pretty interesting stuff. You guys, any questions on that? Okay, so a couple other resources that I wanted to share with you guys. We're going to jump back into, and I want to actually share with you a few more sample ads that are pretty effective, you guys. So definitely screenshot these ads. Or actually, I think Lisa's going to make a replay available. So here's some examples of some other ads. So this first ad on the left-hand side, at what price would you sell your home? The Dallas real estate market is hot. Contact us today to find out how much your home could be worth. Right? There's the team there. Team Sandy Blanton Realty in Pensacola Beach, Florida. Pensacola Beach condos between 300 and 500,000. Right? What I like about this opportunity is, let's say somebody's scrolling through their news feed, and all of a sudden they see something like this. They go, yeah, shoot, let's see what condos are downtown. Let's see what homes are on golf courses. Let's see what homes I could buy in the West Valley for under 400, right? Now you put together a curated list of homes that they don't have to go to Zillow and specifically search for. All they have to do is click, and now they see those homes, right? And you can now direct people to an MLS link of those homes, your website where you've already done that search, so a specific page on your website. Okay, here are a few more examples. Connie and Dan on the left-hand side. This kitchen is hot. I cannot disclose all the details of our latest listing until it hits the market, but if you want to be amongst the first to be notified, send us a message now. What do you think of this kitchen? Send message. It's just a good engagement post. People are clicking on send message going, hey, like, how much do you think that's gonna be listed for? And you may have some properties in your back pocket. And again, I don't know the kind of compliant rules between kind of off-market things and advertising. So be compliant with it, right? Of course. But there are homeowners that are willing to sell, but they don't want to list, right? But they may have a price in mind. Maybe that you advertise and say, hey, I've got some properties that some sellers would sell for the right price. Are you interested in getting access to that list? So that could be something very beneficial, especially in this market. On the right-hand side, Thrive Realty Company, looking to sell your home and maximize your investment opportunities. Don't wait. Now is the right time. Get your updated home value report by clicking the link below. By the way, did you guys know you all have access to, yep, so Nancy said, beware of coming soon rules. Yep, I agree with that. So talk to your broker about how you could kind of wordsmith that to make it compliant. But are you aware that you have probably the most powerful platform valuation engine at your disposal in the form of RPR? You guys, are you using Realtor Property Resource? Right? If you're not using RPR, right, it's available as under products on the MLS, or just go to narrpr.com. It's a free $100 million basically it's a property reporting and valuation platform and information platform that's available just to members of the National Association of Realtors, narrpr.com. You guys, it puts out really phenomenal CMAs, awesome property reports. If you're not tapping into that, you guys, highly recommend it. I'm an NAR certified RPR instructor as well, and so a big fan of it. So if you're not tapping into that, you guys, make sure you do. Those are great ways to get reports to people. you can email them right from the platform, PDF format, really easy to use. But for example, like this ad on the right, get your updated home value report by clicking the link below. If they click the link, submitted that form, you could jump on RPR, ask for their home address, right, in that form, and then email them back an RPR report just saying, hey, here's your report, your property report. And by the way, I haven't been able to connect with you to get the details of improvements you made on the home since you purchased it. So this probably is, again, this is just an estimate. I look forward to connecting so that we can make this more accurate for you. Right. So phenomenal report. I think the seller's report, you guys, in RPR is 76 pages long. Like, it's pretty phenomenal. Okay. I'm going to share some resources with you guys. Number one, there's an app that allows you to stop, start, view the performance of your ads. And it's called the Ads Manager app. It's in the Google Play Store. Okay. It's in the App Store. Make sure you get that if you're advertising, so you can tap into what's happening with your ads. It'll also tell you how many leads you're generating. Canva.com. First off, Canva is one of my essential tools for real estate agents. If you don't have a Canva, if you haven't signed up for Canva, it's free to use, or $13 a month for the professional version, which gives you access to a phenomenal platform that allows you to create everything from a logo to a business card to a listing presentation, to social media posts, to now Reels videos. You can create Reels videos using Canva, and it actually has a full video editor built in. Phenomenal resource for you guys, canva.com. And then emojicopy.com. You saw those ads where there were emojis added. Well, I simply went to emojicopy.com, found the emoji I wanted, copied it, and you can paste it right into your ad. I prefer to create ads from a computer, from a desktop, laptop, versus trying to create those from the phone. It's just too hard on the phone. So if you're going to get serious about this, you guys, tap into these tools, these resources. And that's it. That's what I have for you guys. Does anybody have any questions before we conclude for today? Well, hopefully everybody picked up at least 2 things that they can implement in their business right away. And hopefully you guys saw a reason to jump into this opportunity. And if you want to connect with me, you guys, go to getwithaaron.com. But thank you so much, Lisa Davies, for making this happen, for putting this together. And this was a blast, you guys. So thanks for wanting to level up in your business, and really nice to get the opportunity to chat with you today.
Hey, Aaron, I have a question for you real quick.
You bet.
If you don't mind. I just want to say I appreciate you hosting this meeting first and foremost, but I believe you touched on it earlier on in the presentation. I moved my Instagram profile to a business profile, and I've noticed that I have a lot less viewers. Those viewers that I see on my business profile, are those targeted? How are they targeted as I move on to ads, creating ads for my Instagram profile?
Yeah. So what happens is when you create ads and you sponsor posts, believe it or not, Facebook has an ad, basically their ad platform, their ad algorithm will tap into your existing network, because they know your network is more likely to actually respond to your posts, your ads. So they're going to tap into your existing people. So you will get exposure with your own network, in addition to then getting exposure outside of your network. But when you play around with the different profile types on Instagram, so you have personal, you have professional, you have creator, you do kind of switch up the way that Instagram, kind of presents your content to the people that are following you. And it also really depends on the type of content. So I'd have to connect with you and take a look at what you're specifically doing, what type of content you're putting out there, the format of the content, to really get a good idea of why your reach has kind of diminished.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll send you a follow on Instagram, and
Okay.
we can talk
Sure.
about it then. Thank you.
Anybody else with any questions? You got it.
I have a question.
Sure.
So say you run an ad and you don't get the results that you were looking for. What areas should you be looking at to maybe tweak around?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So when you look at the actual stats from your ad, it'll show you how many times your ad was viewed. Then it'll tell you how many times it was clicked, and then you'll see how many leads you received. So those are kind of some 3 basic metrics: how many views, how many clicks, how many leads. If you're getting a lot of views and not many clicks, then your ad is not compelling enough, right? It's not hitting home with your audience well enough. So you need to change the visual out. You need to change the text out. You need to make a more compelling call to action. You need to maybe offer a guide, a download of some sort, right? If you're getting the views and you're getting the clicks, but you're not generating leads, that means people are seeing it, they're stopping, they're clicking on it because it's compelling, but then they're stopping where, at the point where they're supposed to be submitting their contact information to you. Maybe you're asking too many questions, right? Maybe that's another sticky point there. Okay, so there's really those 3 main spots. So if you're getting the views, then that means you're spending enough money, your audience is large enough. And by the way, you guys, if you're loading in your own list, that list needs to be at least 500 people. If it's not, it's too small. It's really too small. Okay, so if you're getting the views, then your list is large enough or your audience is large enough. If you're getting the clicks, then your ad is compelling enough. But if you're not getting the leads, then we need to do something in that last step on the ad form to get people to then click that submit button. Because here's the thing, you guys, that pop-up is already pre-populated with their contact information. They simply just need to click submit. So you guys, you can find me on Instagram at Aaron Zonin, or you can find me on Facebook at Aaron Lacey Marketing. Awesome, you guys. Thanks so much. That's our time today. We'll talk with you guys soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. We appreciate your time and all your information. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Have a great day.